Welcome back to the channel everyone, it's Jane once again and I'm back with another perfume video. For today's video, I'm featuring 6 new fragrance releases for 2022. I happen to get free samples from recent purchases, so I thought I'd share my thoughts on these perfumes. 3 are from Guerlain, 1 from Creed, and 1 from sister indie houses Gallagher Fragrances and Pearlescent Parfums. But before you get right to the fragrances, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for your interest in my channel. If you'd like to see more fragrance related content like this one, then join the gang by clicking on the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Do thumbs up this video so I know you enjoyed my content. Don't forget to share this video to your friends who might be interested to know more about the featured perfumes. It's gifting season after all, so I hope this video would be helpful if you're looking to gift any of these to your loved ones or to yourself. So without further ado, I give you Creed Windflowers. Released in March of the current year, this is not my first time to sample this fragrance. I've sprayed this twice in store before and walked around wearing this perfume. There is a Creed boutique at Greenbelt 5 and a whole entire section inside SM department store at SM Aura Premier if you're from the Philippines. There's of course a kiosk inside almost every Rustans outlets, at least the bigger Rustans department store branches in the Philippines. The bottle design is lovely. It's different from the other women's perfume bottles from the brand. The liquid inside is a peachy colored one. It's a muted pastel tinge of orangey pink. This is a female targeted perfume and the perfumer is Olivier Creed. Top notes are jasmine, lemon, and orange blossom. Middle notes are jasmine, sambac, rose, antifolia, and sandalwood and tuberose. Base has iris musk, orange blossom. Learning that tuberose is in here, I had my reservations at the outset. Not a fan of that note to be honest, but after much sales talk by a very persuasive SA, I ended up wearing this scent to a dinner meeting with a close friend. I had a chance to wear this again on another occasion and then I got this sample. I was actually quite surprised at how likable this offering is because, and yes, this has been pointed out by fans of Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, this bears some resemblance. If you've smelled Coco Mademoiselle, this is a similar citrus fruity white floral patchouli scent, but this pulls creamier, more sandalwood to my nose and has a smoother opening than Coco Mademoiselle. The deep dry down though is where they go very different to my nose. This, at least on my skin, pulls a masculine woody sandalwood scent in the base. I thought this would vibe well with men who wear Coco Mademoiselle but find it a little more feminine. This is going to do it for them. Lasted at least 4 to 5 hours after, which a skin scent on me. This is a moderate projector at best, oversprayed in the first 1 to 2 hours. I did not receive any compliments when I wore this oversprayed on 2 occasions. I guess because people are so familiar with the scent of Coco Mademoiselle that this may not strike them as compliment worthy, or perhaps this just did not project much, or this isn't compliment worthy at all. Very wearable. Wore this indoors, mostly air conditioned venue, different times of the day, Burr months, weather. Definitely for 30 years old and up. This is not a scent profile that younger ones would like yet. Definitely overpriced at $445 US for 75 ml. Get Coco Mademoiselle or any Mademoiselle dupe instead. Not worth the moolah at all unless you're a Creed collector. This is nothing too special to spend that much on, so I'm a pass. This one's not for me. The Guerlains came in a cute little Guerlain pouch which is complimentary from purchase. I bought me a full bottle and this were free from purchase. I will be talking about the fragrance in a future video, but if you can guess what it is, please drop me a comment down below just for fun. 2 of these came from the Oud collection. There were 3 and the ones I have are Cherry Oud and Oud Nude. The third one, Oud Cole, I don't have because the third fragrance in this pouch is in fact Aqua Allegoria's Mandarine Basilic Forte, the new iteration of Mandarine Basilic. Let's start with Cherry Oud, which I was so excited about because, well, it's cherry, intended to sort of conjure the colors black and deep red, or scarlet was it, to represent the ingredients black oud wood and cherry red. On initial spray, you straight up get deep animalic Leather and oud combined. Shortly thereafter comes the fresher fruity cherry note. It's more sweet sour cherry than a cherry liqueur smell. And then the soapy rose comes through and stays on with the leather and oud as the cherry note fades out. The cherry note is the go-getter, interesting portion of this composition. Otherwise, this would have been another rose oud perfume. Unfortunately, the cherry goes away by the mid and you do end up with a fairly nondescript rose oud fragrance. The sweetness is not overpowering. In fact, it's present to just sweeten things up a bit, give it a sexy, sultry edge. This is dark and deep and leans more feminine as this rise down. The opening though is very unisex. This is almost exclusively a cold weather fragrance to me and is for lovers of oud rose with a fruity opening and some leather touches in the background. Can't wear this around here, so I'm gonna pass. Oud Nude is probably the freshest from among the three Guerlain ouds. Even the marketing photos appear brighter and lighter. Having said that, the oud here is, to my nose, more present than in cherry oud, and annoyingly so, it's annoyingly more present to my nose, at least because 2 to 3 minutes on my skin and the oud dominated this perfume. Maybe because the other notes were intended to be soft and muted, hence the oud took over. This was called Oud Nude after all, so they probably meant oud in all its naked glory and not a soft, enjoyable oud. Opens with sour berries, perhaps due to the raspberry in the notes and perhaps some cherries thrown in as well. It's a berry sourness I get, not citrus or other tart fruits. This fruity nuance remains to be a detectable sourness in the background throughout the life of this fragrance. The dry down does smell sweeter and more likable, with touches of rose and a little more creamy powdery as well, still very oody woody and sour, FYI. Definitely for colder season or weather, this fragrance is for the lovers of oud. I'd say between Oud Nude and Oud Cherry, I like Cherry Oud more. This does not pique my interest at all. The 100 ml bottle of Cherry Oud and Oud Nude sells for $360 US. I think that if you like oud and for the same price, you'd, to be honest, get better smelling ones from Fragrance du Bois. I sampled a whole bunch of FTB's Oody Woody fragrances and theirs are more compelling than this. More refined and luxurious, more your money's worth than this too. Just saying. Moving on to the more mainstream wearable and cheaper one, Mandarine Basilic Forte. Aqua Allegoria is Guerlain's fresh, linear, watery, summery, warm weather line and all are previously in eau de toilettes. They come in the most exquisite looking bottles. This line is perfect for local weather. I personally own bottles of and love Tea Azura and Flora Salvaja. The Aqua Allegorias are sold at Rustan's department store if you live in the Philippines. This year, Guerlain came up with Forte, EDP versions of the top sellers from the line. I guess because they were told time and time again that the biggest con of the Aqua Allegorias is the longevity. Created in 2007, Mandarine Basilic, the OG eau de toilette, I have sampled in store before. I'm not a big fan of the orange note in perfume, especially if it is the dominant note. Mandarine Basilic Forte remains to be that realistic smelling, freshly squeezed orange with hints of some green leafy spices, I guess owing to the basil in here. Versus the original, this is definitely more full-bodied, less airy, still very summertime most definitely. The sillage is also bigger and the 4 little sprays lasted me at least 4 hours on skin, 1 to 2 hours for the original. This dried down to a less orangey sweet, cozy vanilla on skin that's powdery soft. Price difference, the Forte 125 ml bottle sells for 10,450 pesos, that's 125 US dollars, while the eau de toilette retails for 9,100 pesos, that's 105 US dollars for the same 125 ml bottle. If you love Mandarine Basilic but would like an improved formula, get the Forte version, but of course for an extra 1,200 pesos or 20 US dollars. If you love and are content with the original, no need to get this one. This Forte version smells closer to, for me, Atelier Cologne's Orange Sanguine. If you are a fan of that but could no longer get that, this you may want to check out. They do not smell identical, but I find that the addition of vanilla and amping up the sandalwood in here, Mandarine Forte, kind of made this more similar to Orange Sanguine than the original Mandarine Basilic eau de toilette. Next up are the 2022 releases from sister company Gallagher Fragrances and Pearlescent Parfums. These are American niche indie houses owned by husband and wife Daniel and Mindy Gallagher. Famous perfumes from Gallagher Fragrances are Rosé All Day and Wicked Good. Mists of Thyme features the notes of candied orange, mandarin, blackcurrant, birch, cedarwood, Alaskan cypress, leather, tobacco, mineral notes, musk, and vanilla. This is in eau de parfum concentration, very unisex smelling to me, especially from the opening to mid. The dry down leans a little masculine with more smokiness, more earthiness, and more tobacco. I get why Fragrantica reviewers get some Creed Aventus vibes in this. Aventus Cologne more than the original Aventus. Aventus Cologne opens with mandarin orange instead of pineapple, and this does have that Aventus vibe, that fresh, fruity, mineral notes combined with masculine nuances of leather, woods, and tobacco, plus some earthy patchouli. Boom, a masterpiece. I personally love to smell Aventus on my husband, and this is definitely giving me similar vibes. No, not a dupe, but the wearing experience and the occasions you may want to wear. Mist of Thyme may be similar to that of Aventus. I'd say this is definitely one to check out from Gallagher Fragrances. Lasting power at least 5 to 6 hours on my skin. I'd probably pass this on to my husband for him to try. The 50 ml bottle goes for $115 US. Free shipping on US orders plus sample sets worldwide. Sunscape. On the card, it says Sunscape is a conceptual exploration of what a ray of sunshine would smell like if you could bottle one. Sunscape features the notes of bergamot, lime, and sweet orange, fresh violets, blue bonnet blossom, honeydew, ginger, frankincense, vanilla, and brown sugar. This is my first encounter with a honeydew forward perfume. I've only ever eaten fresh honeydew before. And maybe it's the frankincense, but this is the imagery I have in my head of this perfume. Imagine you applied liniment on skin. I imagine efficacent oil or katingko. If you're Asian or Filipino, you can definitely relate. And then you snack on some fresh honeydew. So you get a strong fruity honeydew scent with the liniment smell in the background. That's exactly what I get. I spray this on different occasions, and that's what I get all the time. Maybe it's just me and my skin, but there's that liniment undertone that bothers me a lot, and I cannot unsmell it for the life of me. Sadly, I've sprayed this separately about 4 times, and I get the same bothersome liniment undertone. It's also just from sniffing this fragrance up close, because in the air, this is purely honeydew goodness. Definitely more feminine, sweet, and very fruit forward, great for summer and tropical climate. The 60 ml bottle retails for 10,200 pesos. Definitely sample first. The brand sells carded samples for 500 pesos as well. Free shipping on US orders and sample sets worldwide. My husband found this scent to be unique and interesting. As for me, I am definitely going to pass. And we are done with this 6 new offering from all these different fragrance houses. Have you tried or are interested to try any of this yourself? Drop me a comment down below which fragrance interests you the most and why. And with that, I thank you all for joining me today. And before you leave, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and click the bell icon to be notified of future videos. I have Sol de Janeiro 2022 body mist in a separate video. Please stay tuned for that. Take care, y'all. Smell your absolute best, and see you in the next video. Bye!